Hey basketball players, today I'm going to talk to you about my top 3 ways on how you can score in basketball. Let's get down to it. Now we're going to start really close to the basket. The reason is because my third best way for you to score more points in basketball is by getting an offensive rebound. When your team shoots that ball and they miss, and you can grab every single offensive rebound, you're going to be a very valuable piece to your team. I've said this story a few times before, but I made a highlight tape for a player down in the Atlanta area who was getting over 20 rebounds a game. Most of those were offensive rebounds in the second half of his last high school season. He was only getting 8 points per game, 6 points per game in that range in his final half year, and that's because of all of the offensive rebounds he was getting. He wasn't a very good shooter, but he was still able to make it to a D1 school on a full ride scholarship because of his rebounding ability. So if you can become a rebounder, a very good offensive rebounder, you're going to be a very valuable piece to your team and other teams in the future. So practicing your vertical jump ability is going to be huge to get every single rebound. Another very good option, obviously, go check out my vertical jump training book in the description below, but another good option is to really work on understanding where the ball bounces on the rim. If a player's shooting from that side of the court, there's a very good chance of the ball bouncing onto the opposite side. It's momentum. It's just how physics works. There's a very good chance of it bouncing to this side. So if somebody's shooting up from that side, start heading towards this side of the basket. The farther out that shot is, the farther the rebound is going to be. So keep that in mind. And of course, doing simple drills like this one, where bounce it off the backboard and go back up for your layup, is huge. You need to have soft hands around the basket, especially if you're trying to get the offensive rebound and the basket afterwards, because there's going to be a lot of low post players on the other team who are trying to stop you from doing that. Now, another fantastic way of scoring in basketball, this is my second favorite because it opens yourself up to getting a lot of assists, and that is driving towards the basket, beating your defender off the dribble and driving towards the basket. Why is this so effective? Because now, especially if you're playing up against a zone defense, by getting this basketball into the paint, you're going to be collapsing the defense. And when you collapse the defense, there's going to be players open. So whether you can score easily and get a layup, or maybe drive, get a help side defender to pull in so you can kick it out for a 3-point shot, that's going to be extremely useful if you're trying to become a very valuable piece to your team. Remembering that scoring is not all about yourself scoring, it's about helping your teammates score as well. Now, my number 1 tip on how you can score more points in basketball is the biggest tip that I can give you. Every single NBA and NCAA coach is looking for 3-point shooters. And I don't mean 3-point shooters who can jack up 15-20% like Simmons. What we're looking at, or what they're looking at, is a player who can consistently hit a covered 3-point shot 35% or more percent of the time or better. So if you can shoot a covered shot from the 3-point line at 35% or better, you're actually a better shooter and more valuable than somebody who's going to be hitting layups. That's just how it goes. That's how statistics go. It's not necessarily how life works, because you can get the offensive rebound, but that's how the NBA and the NCAA, a lot of coaches, are looking at the 3-point shot. So if you can hit a covered 3-point shot at 35%, you're all set. Now, if you can hit an open 3-point shot, this is a shot where there's nobody else around. If you can hit an open 3-point shot at 60% or better, you're even more valuable again on top of that. The reason for that is when you're open, you need to hit that shot. You're not rushing your shot. You're not trying to do some step back or whatever to hit that shot. you should be able to hit it 60% of the time if you're looking to go to a deep or high level. Now, the most famous, non-famous NBA player is Matt Thomas. He plays for the Raptors. Now, if you're not a Raptors fan, you probably never heard his nickname, but he's Mr. 99%. And the reason why he is Mr. 99% is because of his three-point shooting. I can tell you right now, this year's playoffs, if he gets time, he's going to be absolutely killing it, easily getting 15 points a game because of his three-point shooting ability. The reason why he hasn't been getting a ton of time is because other teams in the NBA know this and they cover him like crazy. Like, he doesn't get an open shot hardly at all. When he played over in Europe, he hit 99-point-something% of open, non-covered three-point shots. So if you can get like that, you're going to be a ridiculously valuable player to any team in the entire world. So this is a very valuable spot on the court. To get a straight shot is actually quite simple. Actually, it's a little difficult for some players. Number one, having your elbow underneath that ball. That is absolutely huge. That's going to help you have a straight shot. If your elbow goes out, in, or out, that's going to now change the direction of where that ball goes. This elbow needs to be practically underneath that ball. Next, the ball should be going off your middle finger, not the other two fingers on the other side. The reason, as you can see, the ball is going to go left, the ball is going to go right, ball goes off the middle, it goes straight. Now, once you get that down, you're now going to need to get into the ability to change the distance to the rim. So if your shot is short, you need to have more legs on your shot. If your shot is too long, it's hitting the back of the rim, it's hitting the backboard, it's going over the backboard. You need to have more arc, which means that instead of shooting like this, you now need to shoot like that, a lot higher. That's going to give you more arc, which also helps you a lot more because by having more arc, the rim actually looks bigger to the ball. Picture these as the rim. If you're shot straight, that's what it looks like. If you shot with an arc, it looks like this. The rim looks a lot bigger to the ball if you shoot with arc. Another great way to score is obviously jumping and dunking on every single player. And if you feel like doing that, go check out my vertical jump training book in the description, in the link in the description below. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.